Okay, now one other thing. I want to separate this clip out from yesterday's press briefing because it really boggles the mind how ignorant and clueless Donald Trump still is on the basics of coronavirus. During yesterday's press briefing, Donald Trump asked, is there a way to separate the flu and coronavirus? Can we distinguish if someone has the flu from someone who has coronavirus? It's almost like Trump hasn't spent the last 6 months talking about testing, coronavirus tests, which tell you whether you have coronavirus or not. This is inconceivable that this is a question we're still getting from Trump in September.
You see what's happening in Europe, however, they have a very big spike. Countries that we thought were doing well aren't doing well. They had some very big spikes, a very big surge. Months ago, we increased our nation's procurement of the flu vaccine by 66%, and we ask Americans to go get their annual flu shot as early as possible. It's possible, I would imagine, Scott, that the flu can get mixed up with the virus, and people can think it's the virus when actually it's another flu season coming on. And I don't know. I hope they can keep them separate. Can they keep them separate?
We hope so.
I doubt they will. It's going to be a very interesting time. But we have a flu season coming up. We've had some flu seasons which are really massive over the years.
Scott, do we have a way of separating a flu case and a coronavirus case? And even more bizarre, I mean, it's a gong show. Scott Atlas bizarrely says, I hope we do. And Donald Trump says, I don't think we do. He spent the last 6 to 7 months talking about coronavirus testing, how many tests, how fast are the tests. He says it all the time. When you test, you find cases. That's how you separate a coronavirus case from something else. We have a test for the flu, which tells us if someone has the flu. We have a test for coronavirus, which tells us if someone has coronavirus. How does the president of the United States not know that at this point? It's mind-blowing, inconceivable ignorance. And maybe more important, well, not more importantly, but equally interesting is that this is probably a peek behind the curtain of how people deal with Trump behind the scenes. The normal response, if someone says, hey, can we tell the difference between coronavirus and the flu? A normal response would be absolutely. We have tests for the flu and we have tests for coronavirus. No problem. This is how it works. Scott Atlas instead says, I hope that we can. What? And my sense is that this is how it works behind the scenes frequently. We wonder, Trump's been mispronouncing convalescent plasma as convalescent plasma for months. How has no one just said, oh, Mr. Sir, as Trump likes to say, sir, it's plasma. Apparently, Trump loses his mind when people do that. We wonder, why does Trump keep saying the 1917 flu? It's the 1918 flu. Why has no one gone up to him and said, it's 1918, not 1917? Well, Scott Atlas's response tells us why. People are either afraid of Trump or they've decided they can't correct him or it's pointless to correct him or whatever. But that is probably the explanation that you saw there. And it's scary because there is no error correcting mechanism. In the same way that Scott Atlas doesn't just say, yes, of course, we have flu tests and coronavirus tests. We have to believe that behind the scenes, you see a similar lack of pushback on foreign policy, on economic policy, on everything. Horrifying and frightening. One of our sponsors today is Vincero Watches, and they're giving you up to 30% off everything in their store when you go to davidpakman.com/watch. If you're looking for an awesome way to update your look, the perfect way to do it is with an elegant, high-quality wristwatch. When there's a company like Vincero, there is no reason to go spending thousands of dollars on a watch. Vincero is an American company that's made it possible to own an excellent watch without breaking the bank. All of their watches are masterfully built with high-end materials, but they're all in the range of about $150 to $250. I just got a watch from their Icon Automatic collection. The one I got is in gunmetal and slate blue. I love the look. It's sleek, classy. It's clear that a lot of careful craftsmanship went into the design. It is definitely my new favorite watch. You'll get up to 30% off everything in their store when you go to davidpakman.com/watch. I've put the link right underneath this video.